Hi students, so we are discussing about the electrochemistry, right? Uh, yes, the our chapter name is use of free energy in chemical equilibria. The topic is electrochemistry that we are discussing about, and today our lecture number is 14. This is the last lecture of the electrochemistry. Yeah. So the subject name is our subject name is chemistry and the subject code is CH101 or 201. The credit point is 3 and the contact hour is 35. This is the course objective of our course, that is the concept developed in this course will aid in quantification of several concepts in chemistry that have been introduced at the 10 plus 2 levels in school. Technology is being increasingly based on the electronic, atomic and molecular level modifications. Yeah, so these are the some of the course outcome of our course. After the finishing of this course, the student can describe the fundamental properties of the atoms and molecules, the atomic structure, and also they can describe the periodicity of the elements in a periodic table. They can apply the fundamental concepts of thermodynamics in different engineering applications. They can able to apply the knowledge of water quality parameters, corrosion control and polymers to different industries. They can determine the structure of organic molecules using different spectroscopic technique, and also they can evaluate the theoretical and practical aspects relating to the transfer of the production of chemical products at the lab in the lab to the industrial scale in accordance with the environmental considerations. So these are all the course outcomes that we have for our course. Okay, so in the previous class, whatever we have discussed about the electrochemistry, the topics that is the Nernst equation. We have discussed the Nernst equation. We have derived the Nernst equation. We have seen the forms of Nernst equation. Yeah. Yes. Now it will be helpful for you. Yes, this is the Nernst equation, and we have also derived the Nernst equation like this, and we have got this. This is the form of the Nernst equation that we have got, or this is the form. Okay, this is the actually Nernst equation. So what is this? That is delta E, delta. Yes, so delta E, that is equals to delta E 0 minus R T by N F ln C concentration of the products, that is C to the power C, concentration of product D to the power D, divided by reactant, that is A to the power A and B to the power B. This is very important. Okay, this is number one reaction. If this is the number one reaction, okay, very important reaction. Now this is called by Nernst equation. Now we have seen the electrochemical series. Generally in electrochemical series, the elements are arranged according to their reduction potential. If we go towards the upside, you can see the increasing oxidizing strength, and if we go down, the increasing reducing strength. Okay, so this is the thus we can arrange the elements in the electrochemical series. Okay, this series is very important, because while we construct the cell, for that time, for constructing the cell, we have to, according to this series, we can select our we can select our anode, which metal will be anode, which metal will be cathode, we can use, and also we can know the reactions, if this metal will be metals are used for the anode and cathode, and what will be the reaction. So these are the some of the types of things that we can know from the electrochemical series, and this is the importance of knowing having the electrochemical series. Next we have seen the cell notation, very important cell notation. In your question, in your exam, you are given some of the description of the cell, and you have to write down the cell notation, right? As for example, here given galvanic cell is constructed where the cadmium nitrate and cadmium metals are there. One is cadmium electrode and one is silver electrode. Okay, silver metal electrode. So silver nitrate and silver solutions are there. What will be the anodic reaction? What will be the cathodic reaction? So this is the anodic reaction, that is cadmium will release the electron and it will produce the cadmium plus 2 ion, and it will go to the solution, and in our solution we have the silver plus. Okay, so that silver plus will abstract the electron, whatever it will get from the cadmium, and that electron, after abstracting that electron, the silver will form the silver metal. Okay, so this will be the notation of the cell. This is the notation of the cell, that is cadmium solid, one single line, that is cadmium plus 2, and we have to write down here the strength of, obviously, then double the vertical line we have to write down because of the salt bridge, then silver plus, and again here you have we have to mention the strength of the solution and silver solid we have. Okay, so this is the one type of cell notation. This is the rules that how we can write down one cell, how we can construct one cell. Okay, and next we have seen the Daniell cell. The Daniell cell, like this is one type of electrochemical cell where the zinc and copper, zinc electrode and copper electrode we have, and the reaction will be like this: zinc first release some of the electron and forming the zinc plus 2 ion, and it will come to the solution where the copper plus 2 is there and copper plus 2 ions are there. That copper plus 2 will abstract the electron, and copper will be deposited on this copper electrode. Okay, so this is called, this is the total construction of the Daniell cell. So these are the some of the topics that we have discussed in our previous class. Okay, now we will discuss today the electrode potential. What are the electrode potential? What are the oxidation potential? What is standard electrode potential, and some of the cell we will see. Okay, so these are the some of the objectives of our today's class. Now, what is electrode potential? Electrode potential, generally when electrode when an electrode is in contact with the half cell, with the solution and its ion in a half cell, that time it has a tendency to lose or gain electrons, which is known actually which is known as the electrode potential, right? So it is expected, it is expressed in volts, and it is an intensive property, right? This mind it, this is the intensive property, that is independent of the amount of species in the reaction, whatever we have in the reaction. The oxidation potential, the tendency to lose the electrons in the above case is known as the oxidation potential. So oxidation potential, generally the elements which have the which has a higher oxidation potential, that means and they can that substance can easily remove the electron and forming the positive ion. Okay, so oxidation means what? Oxidation means release of electrons. So thus what will happen? Release of electrons. So thus what will happen if we have the have any substance which can lose easily the electrons, forming the positive ion, that is for that case the oxidation potential is high. Reduction potential, the tendency to gain the electron gaining, electron acceptance, that is the reduction. Okay, so that is called the reduction potential. So the substance which is having a tendency to gain the electron very easily, that is called by the, that is having the higher reduction potential. Okay, known as the reduction potential. According to IUPAC's convention, the reduction potential alone be called as the electrode potential unless it is specially mentioned. Okay, তাহলে E0 reduction potential, that is equals to minus E0 oxidation potential, obviously, because this is the reverse case. One is electron releasing potential, one is electron gaining potential. Okay, so it is not possible to determine the absolute value of the electrode potential. For this, as a reference electrode, we have the standard hydrogen electrode we can use as the reference electrode. Okay, the electrode potential is only the difference of potentials between two electrodes that we can measure by combining them to a cell. If we combine them and construct a cell, that time the difference in potential we can have. Okay, now standard electrode potential, the potential differences developed between the metal electrode solution of ions in unimolecular 1 molar solution, right, and 1 atmospheric pressure, and also 298 Kelvin temperature is called the standard electrode potential. The potential difference which is developed in a standard condition. Standard condition, what is the standard condition? That is the 1 molar solution. The electrolytic solution will be 1 molar solution. The pressure will be 1 atmospheric pressure, and obviously the temperature will be 25 degrees centigrade, or in Kelvin scale it will be 298 Kelvin. So this is called standard electrode potential. Now reference electrode. What is reference electrode? Okay, the electrode of known potential is called the reference electrode. The whatever electrodes we have, if the potential is known to us, that is called by the reference electrode. It may be primary reference electrode like hydrogen electrode, or secondary reference electrode like calamine electrode. Okay, so there are two types of reference electrode we have. One is primary reference, one is secondary reference. Primary reference, as for example, primary that is the hydrogen electrode, and secondary reference electrode like calomel electrode. Okay, so standard hydrogen electrode. Now standard hydrogen, you can see here the standard hydrogen electrodes is also known as the normal hydrogen electrode. Okay, normal, NHE, standard hydrogen electrode, also called by the normal hydrogen electrode, which consists of platinum wire. we have the platinum wire in that electrode carrying platinum foil coated with finely divided platinum black. The wire is sealed into the glass tube and placed in a beaker. You can see here, this is placed in a beaker, okay, containing 1 molar solution, 1 molar of HCl, that is the electrolytic solution. The hydrogen gas at 1 atmospheric pressure is bubbled through the solution at 298 Kelvin. So, the half cell is, what will be the half cell? So, while the into the beaker the the electrode will be dipped, that the electrode that is containing the platinum wire and platinum wire which is coated with platinum foil is platinum wire that is carrying the platinum foil which is coated with the finely divided platinum black, okay, and that if that that is placed in a beaker where the conditions are standard, that is the solution is 1 molar solution, the 1 atmosphere pressure and the temperature is 298 Kelvin, okay. So, this is the all standard condition we have. So, that means the half cell equation will be platinum H2 1 atmospheric pressure, 1 single bar we have, that is H plus, and solution, the strength of the solution will be 1 molar, okay. So, that means from the hydrogen what will happen, release of electrons will take place and H plus ion will be generated. In standard hydrogen electrode at the surface of platinum, either of the following reactions can take place. So, what are the reactions we have in the standard hydrogen electrode? Generally, for the standard hydrogen electrode, we have this is the reaction. First of all, this proton molecule will abstract the electron and it will produce the hydrogen. This is called reduction reaction, as the this is gaining of electron, right, and hydrogen gas will produce release the electrons and producing the proton. This is the oxidation reaction. So, the Nernst equation will be like this. This is the Nernst equation, okay. So, E H plus by H2, that is equals to E0 H plus by H2 minus 0.059 by 2 log of concentration of H plus to the power square, okay. So, from this we can get that this is the pH, that is 0.0591 is the pH of the standard electrode, okay, standard hydrogen electrode. So, standard hydrogen electrode is always is always 0 and at 1 atmospheric pressure, okay. The electrode potential of standard has been fixed as 0 at all temperature. The main drawback, what are the, but we have some of the drawbacks to use this standard hydrogen electrode. What are the drawbacks? That is, it is difficult to maintain 1 atmospheric pressure of the hydrogen gas. It is difficult to maintain H plus ion concentration 1 molar. Yes, this is a standard condition. So, we have to maintain the condition like 1 molar solution, the strength of the solution, and obviously the 1 atmospheric pressure also we require. So, okay. So, these are the conditions are very difficult to maintain throughout the whole reaction. The platinum electrode is easily poisoned by the by trace impurities, okay. Yeah. So, hence calamine electrodes are conveniently used as the reference electrode. It consists of mercury in contact with the mercurous chloride placed in a solution of KCl, okay. So, some of the, as we have some of the drawbacks for using the standard hydrogen electrode, that is why as a reference we as a reference electrode we can use the calomel electrode, and that is vastly used. Actually, what will happen, the calomel electrodes conveniently used as a reference electrode, it consists of the mercury, and in the mercurous chloride paste, in which is solution, we have made this solution by use of the KCl. Okay, this is the calomel, this is the structure of the calomel. Here you can see the mercury we have, this is the mercury, and mercurous chloride and mercury paste is this. This is the saturated KCl solution we have, and this is the inside this whatever wire we have, that is the platinum wire, right? And here this is the, that is the salt bridge. So this is the calomel electrode or reference electrode, standard reference electrode. Okay, in calomel electrode, the pure mercury is placed at the bottom of the tube. It is covered with the paste of mercurous chloride. Yes, this mercury is covered with the mercurous chloride paste, and this paste we have made in presence of the KCl solution. Okay, and then filled with the 0.1 normal or 1 normal saturated solution of the KCl from the side tube. There is another tube having a piece of platinum wire. This is the platinum wire we have. Okay, with respect to remains dipped into the mercury. So a calomel electrode can be represented. So for the calomel electrode, this will be the this will be the equation. What is this? That is mercury single bar, mercurous chloride solid, single bar, that is KCl aqueous. So this is the standard mercury solution. Okay, as the conditions is standard, so that's why the strength are not mentioned here. The oxidation, what is the, now we will see what are the reactions that we have. Oxidation reaction, generally what will happen, we have, that is mercury will attach with the Cl minus, it will form the mercurous chloride, and 2 electron will be released. That 2 electron again reacting with the mercurous chloride, and it will form the mercury, and Cl minus again will produce. So this is the total oxidation and reduction reaction that we have in the standard calomel electrode. Okay, the standard reduction potential of calomel electrode is 0.28 volt when concentration of KCl is 1 normal. Okay, so this is all about the calomel electrode and the standard hydrogen electrode. Generally we have some of the drawbacks for using the standard hydrogen electrode. That's why calomel, instead of using standard hydrogen electrode, in some cases we can also use the calomel electrode. Okay. Yeah, so now we will discuss about the dry cell. So there are source of electrical energy which may have one or more cells connected in series. For a good quantity of battery, it should be reasonably light, compact, and its voltage should not vary appreciably during its use. So this is the battery. Now primary battery, in the primary battery, the reactions occurs only once, and after use over a period of time the battery becomes dead and cannot be refused again. Okay, the example like dry cell or the anode. Here in the dry cell, we are using the zinc container. Okay, and as a cathode we are using the graphite rod surrounded by the magnesium dioxide powder, and electrolyte paste generally we use, that is ammonium chloride and zinc chloride paste we are using as for the electrolytic paste. Now cathode reaction, what is the reaction we have in cathode? Cathode means the reduction reaction. So what will happen, the MnO2 manganese dioxide will attach the ammonium plus and 2 electron, and it will form Mn2O3, and the ammonia gas will be evolved and water molecule will also form. Anode reaction, the oxidation reaction, what will happen? Zinc, again we have the zinc. So zinc will release the electron and it will form the zinc plus 2 ion. This is the total reaction of the primary battery. Okay, now secondary battery. Secondary battery, these cells can be recharged, that is the rechargeable battery. Okay, and can be used again and again. Now lead storage battery, like lead storage batteries. Okay, so anode spongy lead, our cathode, as a cathode we are using the lead oxide electrolytic, as a electrolytic solution we are using the H2SO4, and this is the reactions. Okay, generally this is the anode reaction, that is lead will react with the sulfur dioxide and it will form the lead sulfate, and 2 electron it will release. That electron again lead oxide will abstract and it will form lead sulfate and water molecule will form. This is the total reaction, anode reaction. Okay. Now application, what is the application of this type of battery? This type of battery is used in the electrical vehicle, automobile industry, the power station. So for this case, this type of battery, secondary battery we are using. Now alkaline battery. Alkaline battery generally a type of primary battery dependent upon the reaction between zinc and manganese oxide. Okay, so alkaline battery also one type of primary battery. Here what will happen, the reaction will take place with the zinc and manganese dioxide. A rechargeable alkaline battery allows reuse of specially designed cells. Okay, so this is called alkaline batteries. So this is the reaction which we have for the alkaline batteries. Next we have hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. Okay, hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, generally electrodes are made of porous graphite impediment with catalyst, that is platinum, silver or metal oxide, and electrolyte, as a electrolyte we are using potassium hydroxide or sodium hydroxide. Okay, so this is the total reaction, the total overall reaction that we have for the hydrogen oxygen cell. And these are the some of the advantages of hydrogen oxygen fuel cell. What are the advantages? The high efficiency, this battery having the high efficiency, easy to maintain due to lack of moving parts in it, and by some products are usually harmless. Okay, so these are the some of the topics that is that you have in your syllabus for the electrochemistry. Okay, so also we have some problems to solve. These problems generally you may have in your exam. So next day we will discuss some of the problems. In the next class we will do the problems. Okay, and we will see how to solve the problem. So students, just follow the class regularly and do the assignment in time, because the assignments are very important, as day by day if you go through the study material and also submit the assignment, that time the concept will be clear for you, understand? So that is why I'm asking you, I'm requesting all my students, please go through the study materials, follow the classes regularly and do the assignment submitting within the time. So thank you students, and see you in the next class.